What up, though? What up, man? Real quick, let me run through a few plays that I like. Uh, it is what it is after that. No NFL is here today, but oh shit, damn, I didn't even. Let me put in something here. My fault. Let me see. Let me put in this shit. 1 second, y'all. 1 second. 1 second. Let me do an audio check right there. Audio. All right, bam. We're looking good now. Like I said, if you didn't hear me, NFL is here, whatever the case may be. Let me just run through a couple plays real fast. All right. First game on the docket here, we got the Washington Nationals at Philadelphia Phillies. Here we got rain situation here. All right, we got rain. We got weather situation. If you don't want, make sure you look at the weather, man. If you're not looking at the weather, I advise you to look at least Kevin Roth on Twitter. It's Kevin Roth, meteorologist, ROTH, Kevin Roth. So follow him on Twitter for your MLB and NFL weather there. Okay, permitted in the weather. If this game was clear, moneyline parlays, run line straight for Philly for me. Philly, but I still, hey, Philly should win this game. But it's just football day today. Next game I want to talk about here is shit. See, the weather is important, man, because if the pitchers come out, then there's no way. The pitchers come out the game, then you can't. You know what I'm saying? You can't really. They might not come back in. All right, so get stuck in a strikeout prop or something like that, or an outs prop, which I think if anything, Nola can hit his outs prop, so that's something right there. All right. Next game I want to talk about Milwaukee Brewers at Cincinnati Reds. Over under 8 in this spot here. I'm giving the pitcher lean towards Cincinnati here. We got Woodruff on the mound. Strikeout prop. I didn't really look at his strikeout prop right now, but I think his strikeout prop is sitting at 6.5 or 7.5, which is something that I think is very doable for him. Pretty decent strikeout rate for him, 7.5. I do like them to win this game. Maybe come with a player performance double. 7 strikeouts in the wins, not out of realm of possibilities. This team does hit righties okay. So I'm a little comfortable with going with them, but these motherfuckers can piss it off any given time, man. But it is Milwaukee Brewers are nothing, slight lean towards the pitching in this one here. New York Mets, they just lost their first place. They really need to be. They really need this game going up against Luzardo. There's some value here, but this Miami team can very well go back to not hitting. Luzardo, he has a really, really good K stuff. I think he has a 28% K rating here. But let me see. I think he's got a big split between lefties and righties here. Let me see. Yeah, so he's a 28% K rate right here. 37% towards lefties and 27% towards righties. Okay, so he's really, really, really got K stuff. We was all over him last time he pitched. He went out there and gave us 9 Ks. All right. Going up against this, I just don't want to trust Taijuan Walker. I like the spot, but I just don't want to trust him. Luzardo K prop is sitting at 4.5, man. It's juiced up at 4.5. I cannot talk you off of that. That's probably something that I'll be looking towards. Maybe a parlay piece or whatever the case may be. I got a slight lean towards that. What is it on Prize Picks? Strikeouts. Prize Picks are 5 here. If you're feeling like you want to ladder something, I mean, this Mets team, they don't, their statistics as far as striking out isn't that bad. I mean, they're on the road versus lefties. Last 30 days, 22.7. So they're around the league average. Okay, striking out. But the only thing, they batted 170 Shit, 174 versus lefties in the last 30 days. I don't know who they faced that got this has their average down like that. They have been struggling putting up runs. So, that's a little information for you right there. I'm not even gonna stress it. We're picking a side. I just gotta throw a little information right there for you guys, man. All right. So let me slide back over here to this game, to the next game that I want to talk about. All right. Throw me a like, man. Let me know I ain't doing this here for nothing. Detroit Tigers at Kansas City Royals. Brady Singer's on the mound. They should win this game. Nothing I'm running to the bank for, but Kansas City Royals supposed to win this game. Los Angeles Angels at Houston Astros here. We got an over under 8.5 in this spot. Davidson on the mound for the Angels. Houston Garcia on the mound for Houston, and Davidson, he's been giving up runs. His last start was versus Houston. He gave up 7 runs, man. So in 6.1 innings, this Houston team does hit lefties well. Altuve is one of the guys that I got on my radar. He's a home run candidate. Might be thrown in a home run parlay. Alvarez, he's one of those guys as well. All right. So, but this overall, this Houston Astros team does hit lefties well. Let me give you a definite guys that I got my eye on. All right, so number one, Elisa hit all the way up to a home run. Altuve, he's 322 versus lefties. OPS over 1,000 there. And like I said, Jordan Alvarez, of course, OPS close to 1,000, might as well be 926, and he's batting 281 versus lefties. So those two bats that I'm looking at right there. If you don't want to get to the, because Houston have been hitting, pretty well. So, it's a possibility that runs can be put up in this one here. The over can hit 8.5. Over could hit in this spot, all right? Because you got Garcia on the mound. Garcia has faced these guys 3 times. He's had 7 strikeouts in each and every last one of the games that he played, including his last start. 7 innings, 7 strikeouts. All right, 1 earned run. So this is a back-to-back start for him. Previous start versus them was on July the 12th. 7 strikeouts, 6 innings pitched. Then his very first start versus them was back in April, which I really don't take too much into. 5.2 innings and 7 strikeouts. 777. All right, lucky sevens for him. His strikeouts probably sitting at 6.5. So the books know what they're doing. It's possible. Yeah, it's all types of things that's in play here. But like I said, Garcia can give up runs too. All right, so don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. Somebody like Trout has been hot. I think he's hit a home run in 3 of his last 4, or at least 2 of his last 3, something like that. So never know what can happen here. No official plays here. More informational right there. You can alter the strikeout for somebody like Garcia. Throw it in a parlay. Do whatever the fuck you want to do. All right. Next game on the docket I want to talk about is Cleveland Guardians and Minnesota Twins here. We got an over under 7.5 in this spot here. Cleveland is a team that just don't strike out versus righties for sure. They just don't strike out versus righties. I got a slight lean towards the Cleveland in the spot. They got Bieber on the mound, and they Minnesota Twins. They rolling out Winder here. Okay. It's been a minute since Bieber faced him. June 30th, he did face him 5 strikeouts, 3 earned runs. And then he come back in May 14th, 7 strikeouts, 6 innings pitched, and they have that. So Bieber is a guy that I do target for outs. So his out prop is going to be coming out at around, let's see. See what the outs are for Bieber here. I guess they're not out right now. All right, so let me see if Prize Picks has the outs recorded out. No outs here either. 17.5. Give me that. If it come out at 17.5, give me that. Most likely they're going to come out at 18.5. And 18.5, he's covered that number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 out of his last 10 games. including some 8s and some 9 innings there. So, I'll probably have some interest in his outs there, okay? If I'm taking a side in this one here, it's going to be it's going to be Cleveland Guardians or nothing, probably on the money line here. All right, so like I said, they rolling out Winder here. He can give up runs. Winder can give up runs. All right, so don't get that twisted. Last time he pitched against this Cleveland team, he didn't give up any runs, so I'll tell you that. But he is somebody who can give up some runs. First 5 is not out of the realm of possibilities here. As far as the bats here, this Cleveland team does hit righties very well. Don't get it twisted. I'll give you guys some. I'll give you guys some bats here, which you should already know. But yeah, Guardians. All right, so you got some good averages here. I mean, when you get somebody like Ramirez, bat 295 versus righties. Jimenez 294 versus righties. Quan 290 versus righties. All these guys, OPS for Ramirez is in the 900s. So I mean, these guys are hitting righties pretty well. Even Rosario has a 274 average, so that's pretty good. When you got at least 4 guys that'll line up hitting pretty good, over 270 in versus righties, then you got to have a good chance of winning this game. I'm pretty much undecided, but Cleveland Guardians here or nothing if I decide to bet this game. Arizona Diamondbacks at Colorado Rockies, over under 10.5 in this spot. And I'll tell you one thing, we know this Texas, this Arizona team here, they give up. This Coors Field is just a ping pong ball. Runs are just gets put up there as random. That's one thing. We already know this. But for Gallen to be doing the things that he's doing right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 straight games with 0 earned runs. That's like a month. And he started it off in Pittsburgh and at Colorado, 7 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, man. So that's something, he's doing something remarkable right now. And, it's going right up under, people's noses. Take that for what it's worth. That's for informational purposes only. I don't know exactly how I want to attack that game. Chicago White Sox at Oakland Athletics, over under 7.5 in the spot. Got Quiddy on the mound, Irvin on the mound here. Not going to target Cueto for any type of strikeouts. Outs is going to be something that I'll have some interest in for him. Chicago White Sox are waking up. Bats are waking up. Chicago White Sox versus lefties. That's something that I like there. Last 30 days, I don't know how many lefties they faced in the last 30 days, but they striking out the least at an 8.7% K rate. All right, so they're striking out. That's probably the lowest K rate I've seen versus lefties in. And then they averaging 385 versus lefties. So that's pretty good there. Okay, WRC plus around 225. Now, I don't know what lefties they've been facing in the last 30 days. They've been tearing their ass up like that, but I suggest you go check them out. Irvin, his strikeout prop is sitting at 4.5 versus a Chicago White Sox team that's striking out at 8.7%. That's definitely a recipe for the under, but anything can fucking happen. So, he hasn't faced the Chicago White Sox team yet. Irvin has given up 9, 5, 5, 5. And runs. That's 4 out of his last 5 games. He's been getting his ass toe up, okay? And lately, he's been getting his ass lit up lately. Give me the White Sox. Give me the White Sox money line parlays, run line straights in this spot here. White Sox trying to win games here, all right? So just give me that. Give me that. Fuck it. They fucked me up. They just fucked me up. Outs. Pitching outs. I can't trust Cueto for strikeouts, but pitching outs is not out of the realm of possibility for him. He's sitting at 19.5. All right. Now his last 3 games, he didn't get nowhere near close to that, but it's definitely doable. But for the sake of him not getting close to that, I probably have to fall back off of it and not even try to get greedy. Do what you want. Do what you want with that situation there. Um, Next game I want to talk about, probably the last game I want to talk about. Let's see what we got here, so I can get out of here. It is, yeah, probably last game I want to talk about going to be the Atlanta Braves here versus Seattle Mariners. Over under 8.5 in this spot. Odorizzi on the mound, Gonzalez on the mound, and yes, I'm going to have to take the Atlanta Braves or nothing in this spot here. I know Odorizzi can give up runs. Gonzalez can give up runs. So the over is in play. That's one thing. All right. But, this Atlanta team, they can just hit right lefties pretty well, man. I ain't even going to lie. Last 30 days versus lefties, Atlanta, they're averaging 325. WRC plus way up there. They OPS up there at 916. Only team above that in the last 30 days versus lefties is the Chicago White Sox at a 1.132 OPS, team OPS over 1,000 there. So I mean, these are the two hottest teams versus lefties here. All right. Bats, of course, Riley is going to be a home run candidate, sitting at the top of the list for me. Then you got Swanson, he's sitting at the top of the list for me. Then you got guys like with BVP history like you know what? Olsen, 11 for 39, 6 extra base hits, 6 home runs. Can you say, if these guys are in the lineup, come on, man. It's gonna be Atlanta Braves or nothing for me in this spot. Money line, you'll get a decent number at minus 130. So, money line can be tricky here because I do expect runs to be put up in this one. If you want to look towards the bats, maybe a hit parlay, that could be something as well. But with that being said, man, good luck on your NFL and all this shit. Peace out, guys. Peace.